Hey, how's it going, guys? What's up, guys, and welcome to today's video. I really wanted to talk about Sonic Frontiers. I think that the game looks really cool, really awesome. My first impressions, checking out the trailer and seeing the last minute trailer that's available. I'm checking it out right now, IGN Japan on YouTube. It's about a 21-minute video. Yeah, so I think the graphics look really polished, pretty clean. I'm looking forward to looking and watching Digital Foundry's video on YouTube, if they haven't already made one, about the specifications for Sonic Frontiers, about the frame rates and the technology that went behind it. As far as the specifications go, with the water reflections, the environment and the textures and stuff like that, it looks really, really gnarly. So the graphics, I think the trees are pretty cool. I'm watching a kind of darker version right now, but I think that I'm hoping that the graphics are going to be enhanced with the computer version. So I'm thinking that what I mean by that is more clarity, because on my first impression, like watching in 720p 1080p on IGN Japan 21-minute video and also IGN's last preview, it kind of looks like really muddy, or like kind of like gray, like cloudy, kind of like how Breath of the Wild looked in 2017, like before all the patches and stuff. Like it looks like very cloudy and stuff like that. So I can't wait to play Sonic Frontiers in 4K. I think the graphics are going to look great. I love the clouds. I love the color temperatures in the weather and the environment, how it's like pink clouds, how it changes as Sonic spins and rotates and goes on top of like these huge, crazy like Hot Wheels. You know how Hot Wheels has like all these speedy ramps? And then when you're fighting bosses, like it's the whole essential mechanic. So I'm just very excited to play it. I love the trees. I think the trees are really nice, like a nice touch. And the trees look like really like lush and green. Also the rocks and the environment. I love the grass. The first trailer I seen with Sonic Frontiers, I said, okay, this is a Sonic game that's really going into the future. It's like the future of SEGA. So that's my first impression. I'm super excited. I cannot wait. I think the graphics look great. I love the nature. I love the trees and the textures and the rocks and the open world and the ramps. I think that Sonic's model is sort of like mixed for me, because like when I watched the Sonic, what year was the original Sonic movie? I can't remember that. 2020 movie, the whole entire world was like really shocked about like the way Sonic model looked. Long face and looked like an alien with skinny long legs, but all that's in the past, and we know that the new Sonic looks great and we love the model. Like I love the model. I love the fur texture in the Sonic 2020 movie. It looks so shiny, and the lighting and the reflections, it looks like very high-tech, really a great model. So, and then also watching the 2022 movie just recently, I thought that the character model for Sonic would actually look a lot more like the 2020 movie and the 2022 movie. And I think that this model looks okay. I'm pretty sure it can grow on me since I'm a really big fan of Sonic, but I also think too that I'm also a person who can appreciate many different art styles. But what I get from the Sonic model is like kind of like these flat textures. Like I don't see any like fur crazy reflections. I don't see like any sort of really detail except the gloves. That's something that really comes to my mind. And I think the socks and I think the shoes. But as far as the character model itself, like it just looks like flat blue, like plain as fuck, like very like basic and like very streamlined and simple. Like the texture model and like the eyes are just very like basic, you know, gradient pattern. Like it just looks like a whole entire gradient pattern map was just thrown on. Yeah, that was kind of like, you know, a disappointment for me. I thought that the Sonic model and the textures were gonna be like very similar to like the 2022 Sonic 2 the Hedgehog movie, but like not exactly 100% like the movie, but like kind of like just the whole art style and stuff like that. But I do understand, and I know that movies and video games were two completely different things. The model is not a deal breaker. It is definitely not a deal breaker at all. And I really like it. I really like it. I told you it'll grow on me. That's what I have to discuss about the Sonic model. All right, so let's talk about the classic Sonic games, right? That's what like brought us to the Sonic franchise. That's what brought me to the Sonic franchise. Okay, so I'm just noticing on the IGN Japan's YouTube video that came out, the sand and the textures in the sand look great. So yeah, I'm just so excited about it. So that's what got me into the Sonic games. I used to go to my cousin's house as a little kid. I would run all the way to his house every like Friday, Saturday, like right after school. He had like the Sega Genesis. My brother had the Super Nintendo. I would go to his house and I would just play the shit out of classic Sonic. My experience was very joyful. I love the music. I think the music is incredible for Sonic 1. I think that's everybody's favorite Sonic game out there. My experience personally was like fucking awesome playing Sonic 1. Sonic 2 was like kind of like an upgrade, different abilities, different attacks. And then I even love it as an adult. Like I went back and I played the shit out of the original Sonic, and it is fucking brutally hard. Like it's so hard, like the amount of lives, and it's like very arcadey. It's brutal, like trying to beat Robotnik all the way to the end, and how Sonic turns into like yellow Super Saiyan Sonic. Like I'm just trying to like grind it out and just like, you know, and then fuck, like I like, boom, I get hit. Emeralds? Yeah, it's emeralds. Just entire gemstones. They call it emeralds back then. Yeah, I think emeralds. After that, like I just had to start the whole entire game. But I love the art design, and you know, the whole classic foothill level is really awesome. So the whole gameplay is really sick. Playing Sonic and Knuckles for the first time, hopping on top of like the mushrooms, pulling that little chain thing, the big expansion we put on top of the SEGA game. It's like that big adapter. It's just like this big meaty thing. I remember playing all that. The classic games are forever timeless, just masterpieces, and they're just like so good and just so much replayability. Like I can hop on my Twitch live stream and I can like play the shit out of it, and I would have just as much fun because it's just like so difficult, so brutal. Moving on to Sonic Adventure. Now I was like in 9th grade or something like that. Yeah, about 9th grade with my brother, and like we went to like the swap meet, which is like this like big place. It's just like really loud and just a lot of people and chatter, and you know, a lot of barter kind of deals, like, you know, how much can I give you, and you can just find a lot of shit from China and buy a lot of stuff. So yeah, my brother was like a month in advance was just telling everybody like, you know, I got a Sega Dreamcast, I got a Sega Dreamcast, and he didn't even have a Sega Dreamcast. He didn't even have a Sega Dreamcast, and boom, as soon as the Sega Dreamcast came out, he had enough money saved up and he bought the Sega Dreamcast, and boom, the first game we got was Sonic Adventure. I, you know and I understand like the reviews and, you know, the controversies, but overall I just remember having like a lot of fun as a kid playing Sonic Adventure, and I really loved the story, and yeah, I just loved the enemies and the new characters. After that, man, like I have no idea what happened with my life, but like I never played a Sonic game after that in like over a decade. All right, so the characters, right? So we got Dr. Robotnik, like just a whole entire universe. We have Amy, we have Tails, we have Knuckles, Super Sonic, you know, see Dr. Robotnik. I'm super excited to see like what implementations they have. Sonic is going to get released on November 8th. I'm just super excited to see the characters and see who returns. You know, Shadow and Knuckles. Yeah, the Sonic universe has tons of characters, and I'm super excited to play with all the characters. So I'm super super excited to see that implementation with the characters. I really want to see like the enemies, classic enemies, those little bugs you like jump on top. And I know already like there's like all these little cute monsters from the Sonic universe, like these cute little creatures, so I'm super excited to get like plush dolls and stuff like that. Gameplay and the mechanics looks like really awesome. Sonic can get upgraded from level 0 to all the way to 99. According to the journalist on IGN, he was like level 9, level 10, and he said he was like going insanely fast. That's really gonna put pep in your step and boost your freaking boots, and you're gonna be like running like crazy with those crazy Sonic baby shoes. I love all the like challenges and the timelines. I love the level damage, how like I can upgrade Sonic all the way from like 0 to 99. So it's just a whole upgrading system, like all individually like upgradable, a lot of variety in that context. The enemies are super cool. I love like running and jumping on top of all these platform devices everywhere. So it's just like classic Sonic. I feel like just massive times like 1,000, and it's just like it feels like the Sonic game that we need, like running straight up to these giant volcanoes and these giant creatures and going on top of like these hills and speeding. I love all these like side little things and these gates, that ability that can like wrap around. The gameplay is really awesome. There's like tons of different variety. There's tons of different bosses I've seen. According to the IGN review, he was kind of disappointed with like one of the bosses or several of the bosses, like how I guess he was like how he had to beat the bosses. So, but I mean, I think it looks really awesome. I love the big like flying creatures and stuff, and I love how like it's based on like kind of like a dystopian future, kind of like Breath of the Wild. There's just like metal robots everywhere, and it's just so massive and big. So I love the fact that SEGA like made it as a open world game. I'm going to put hours and hours and hours into this game. Now let's talk about the gameplay. Like according to news sources and SEGA, the game is supposed to be about like 30 to 60 hours, 2 times that for completionists and people who love to explore. So easily I can see myself getting like 100 hours into this game, probably a little bit more than that, like being a completionist and just unlocking everything. And I just can't wait to see like what the modding community is gonna do in the future. So I think like the mods are gonna be super awesome. Like maybe they're gonna do a whole bunch of weird shit like Super Mario or just like Zelda, or just like all these crazy like upgrades and stuff like that. So just super excited. I love the weather and the raining system, and I don't know much about the raining system, but there is rain, there's deserts, there's just like this entire crazy universe. Challenges are super important. Challenges are super awesome. As a Twitch streamer, I can see myself playing the game and completing tons and tons of daily challenges and being super excited. So I'm gonna be streaming on my Twitch, guys, so be sure to click that subscribe. All right, so let's talk about the Sonic movies. I really like Jeff Fowler's universe of the new Sonic movies. I think he as a director did an incredible job. I really love like the first Sonic movie. I really love the second Sonic movie. I thought like the Sonic 2020 movie was super awesome. Like it's one of my favorite movies. Really cute. I love the art design and the simple little story and how Sonic's a little cute kid and he's like super awesome and cool. There's like tons of Easter eggs. On Sonic 2, he's like eating a hot dog and he's like doing all this stuff in like that big city with like the SWAT team looking police that's in the game. So that's really awesome, all those Easter eggs. So Sonic future I think is looking super bright, super positive, super cool. I'm just so happy that there's going to be a new Sonic 3 movie coming out. I read on Jeff Fowler's Twitter that Jeff Fowler absolutely loves Sonic the Hedgehog. One of his all-time favorite characters is Shadow, and there's a picture right now on Jeff Fowler's Twitter where he has like a big picture of like Shadow, and he's like, you know, this is like my dream come true, and like, you know, he's just like so excited to make Sonic 3. The weird news is that like I know that Jim Carrey publicly announced that he's retired. Like he's retired. He felt like he's accomplished a lot in his life as a professional actor, and Like, I don't see any news of him making more movies. So sorry, Sonic fans, gaming fans, movie fans, and in general, like, we love Jim Carrey. We don't know, like, I don't know what's gonna happen with Robotnik. Maybe that's like the classic Sonic games. Maybe we'll get like new bosses on the Sonic 3 movies. So perhaps that, like, I know it's going to be based on Shadow, and it looks like really cool, like the information that's available online and the stuff about Shadow. I'm really excited about that. Sonic has made like billions and billions of dollars. I think it was like 386 million, close to a billion, 1.5 billion, something like that. I'm just super happy for SEGA. Super happy for Sonic Frontiers. The future looks really prosperous. Now I can't wait for the movie to come out, and I hope that like Amy and some of the like cute little things and stuff, like the cute little, I don't know the names. I can't wait to see what they do. One improvement for the Sonic 3 movie is I want to see Sonic 3 get rid of the human characters as much as possible, or just keep them in the sideline. Like, I know that's what made the movie, and I know that's like part of Jeff Fowler's vision, but I felt like in Sonic 1 they did exactly their job. They brought the Sonic movie to life and success. I think that perhaps, you know, when I seen Sonic 2, the humans kind of felt like out of place. Like, it just felt like they really didn't belong there at all. So yeah, like, I feel like a big chunk of the movie could have been so much better if they just would have just simply cut them all out, or kept them extremely minimal, like the wedding and stuff like that. So yeah, I really hope Jeff Fowler, like, he's a really smart dude, and we've seen how like he took control and like changed things according to the fans, and he's like very respectful to like original content, and he knows how serious we are as SEGA fans and as Sonic fans. So I think he's gonna do justice, and I think the actors, the voice actors, like, I really love Ben Schwartz as Sonic's voice, and I really love that the fact that they have classic Tails speaking as Tails. So yeah, I love the Sonic movies. So yeah, I think that they're gonna like really pay attention to the fans and the criticism, and like, I think Sonic 3 is going to be a hit. I think it's going to be a pretty goddamn cool movie. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for checking out this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys are super excited too about Sonic Frontiers. Thanks for dropping by.
Holy shit! She looks like a German sauerkraut girl. I like sauerkrauts. How about you? There's no way I'm gonna be able to. Oh shit. Oh my god, more rain.